Well, good morning, everyone. Don Cramer with the Cramer Group at Urban Nest Realty. Hope you guys are having an awesome Wednesday. It's midweek. We've kind of missed you for a little bit. We've been out and about doing that real estate thing. As I've mentioned to a lot of clients and friends and colleagues, this real estate market is bananas. And we're going to round out the last week of April. Can you believe April's almost over? 2021. May begins next week, and it's crazy where the time's flying. But we're here today. We're here on Facebook Live. We're going to be up a little later. We'll upload this to YouTube and share this out on social media. But we have the latest housing market update that we want to bring to you, so you are up to date with the latest and greatest as to what's going on. So again, this is actually episode 133, I think it is. I have to go back to the home screen. Yeah, episode 133. Crazy. Coffee with Cramer. So a little shout out to good friends over at Wild Dog Digital for the mug. Thank you very much. Appreciate the gifts. Keeps the coffee nice and hot. So let's go over the stats real quick. We're going to start off with what's going on this last week and compare it to the previous week. So we'll throw that one up on the screen, and as you'll see, not a lot of change as far as houses go. But so this week we have 2,134 single-family homes active for sale. Of those, 2,123 are traditional, 6 short sales, and 5 foreclosures. Now that compares to last week's numbers, which were slightly higher, 2,146 total listings. 2,133 traditional sales, 8 short sales, and 5 foreclosures. Now, under contract, we did have a tick up there by about a percentage point, with 4,301 homes under contract this last week versus 4,258. And then, as you'll see, traditional sales make up 4,213 of those listings, 71 are short sales, and 17 are foreclosures. Looks like we're going to end out the median sold price here this week at $363,000. So we've been sort of hovering over the low 2,000 range here with active listings for sale, as well as in the low to mid 4,000 range with regards to homes under contract. As you can see, that total inventory of short sales and foreclosures continues to dwindle. I know there was a lot of talk and say, are we going to be seeing a spike in there? That's yet to manifest itself. We are taking a look at see how forbearance will sort of evolve over the rest of this year, and if there will be any changes to the short sale and foreclosure market. As it looks right now, we're probably not going to see a whole lot, and I'll tell you why. You look at this 363 median price number, that's year over year up almost 14 percentage points. So if somebody was in forbearance, even with the appreciation over the last year, they've made just in the 14% almost $40,000 from a median home sale price. That's equity that they have that they can sell their home and actually, maybe get out pretty even, or maybe a little bit ahead, rent for a bit and get back in the purchase ball game. Or they may be returning back to work, able to resolve their forbearance situation, come off of that, have their new their payoff position in place with their mortgage lender. It can move back forward. So we're going to see as some of this forbearance begins to lapse, or as those begin to evolve throughout the rest of the year, if we see any changes in the foreclosures and short sale numbers. And we're at historically low. 6 short sales and 5 foreclosures, and normally that total makes up about roughly 1% of our listings, and it's not even that. So let's look and see what happened over the last 7 days, shall we? So now we look at, again, this is our big issue, which is number of homes, new listings coming onto market versus going into contract. And if you look at new listings over the last 7 days, we had 494 new listings. And we had back on market 146. And then under contracts, both show and no show, we had 268 and 728 respectively. So that That right there is 996 going into contract versus 494 and 146 going back into the market inventory. And then you can see the sold number 755. So volume and demand continue to be robust and have been robust now for, we're well into a year on this, but really strong numbers over the past several months now. So if we move on to the next slide, which is what is going on by price segment, because I want to kind of show how things are, where the weights and strengths are throughout our housing market by price point. Now, normally we would see different, a role reversal here, but if you look at the blue versus the sort of the green numbers, the blues for sale and the greens are under contract. In the under $250,000 segment, we have 83 available for sale, 268 under contract. In our core segment, that's that 250 to 500,000 price point, we have 911 for sale with 2,980 under contract. And then 500,000 to 750, we have 365 for sale versus 653 under contract. Even in the 750 to $1 million range, kind of that mid-luxury segment, we have 167 for sale with 207 under contract. $1 million to $2 million price point, we have 163 homes available for sale with 150 under contract. And then in the over 2 million segment, we have 162 available for sale with 79 under contract. So as you can see, demand across the board is still remaining strong. We're really weak in those entry up to basically up to 750,000, just available for sale. And as you can see, demand is still outstripping supply. And we've got some news about that. We've just been getting some recent articles, some interviews here rounding out April that we're going to share in some upcoming episodes that we want to make sure you're staying informed with the latest and greatest. But as you can see, every point is doing really well. So if you're thinking about selling, it's still showing the cards right. And let's sit down and have a chat with that. And then lastly, we're going to look at what's going on over the last several weeks here. So we're going to pull that slide up real quick. And actually, I need to make a quick edit change. And we're going to weekly change. We're going to throw that up there here in just 1 second. We just didn't have that slide readily available just yet. And even though we're showing that up there, we're going to actually edit this slide out in just a moment, or with the power of technology. And while we're editing live, we're conducting digital video surgery, which is not much of anything, here as we speak. So there we go. There is that update. So if we look at this week over week slide, this is going back from January. This is going back to March right now. Let me throw that January one back up there real quick. Don, you got too many things on your screen. There we go. Okay, so let's take a look. So this is from January, first week of January, all the way to this past week. And as you will see, we've been bouncing off that low 2,000 number since for almost 8-9 weeks now. Back in week of March 1, you saw we were 2053 homes for sale. We actually went below 2,000 on the week of March 22nd. We recovered a little bit, but we've been sort of working off of that bottom there as well. Now, in the under contract segments, we sort of had a surge back in mid-February, and then that sort of retracted by the end of March, but we've pushed back up a little bit. Now, a couple things in play. One of it is what's going on there is, just available homes for sale. Are we able to find the right one where we can get into contract on? And I think this is where we were starting to really truly run out of inventory, to where it was getting pretty tough to put a house into contract. And then now we've seen a little recovery. We've seen that number start to tick up a little bit. The other thing too is for a couple of weeks we were seeing the interest rates going up. And I think that's had a slight calming effect on what was going into market. But again, over the last week, interest rates have kind of dipped back down. You'll see the latest news. We're back down around that 3 percentage point range. So again, historically low interest rates. So we're going to be moving into the late spring here pretty quick. This is going to be sort of kind of like our peak time of people putting their houses on the market. So this is going to be interesting to see if we break through this barrier and see more homes come on the market to meet this demand. So we're going to be watching this very carefully through the month of May and into early June. So that's this week's Las Vegas housing market update. Love to hear what you think on that. There's a lot of talk about, is this a bubble or not a bubble, and how long this may be going for. And frankly, nobody has the crystal ball. I mean, remember a year ago, a lot of people were speculating as to what's going on. But what we can do is we can always keep you up to date with the numbers, because these are the information we know, the stats we have, and the news and information we have going out there. So you have the latest to make sure it's the right time for you to either buy, sell, or invest in Las Vegas real estate. And if you are thinking about that, whether you're looking to do that now, 6 months from now, or even a year from now, we'd love to hear from you, because we love to sit down with our clients, consult as to what's going on, so you are armed with the right information that you need about real estate. So on behalf of my partner, Colleen Schaefer, I'm Don Cramer with the Cramer Group at Urban Nest Realty, where more now than ever, your real estate experience matters. So again, appreciate you tuning in today. Cheers to you. Have a wonderful day. Take care. Bye-bye.